Welcome back. Now let's start with some breaking inputs which have just come in the big case involving Indian superstar Salman Khan. According to reports that have come in, Jodhpur Sessions Court has granted bail to the Indian actor Salman Khan in the Blackbuck poaching case. District Judge Ravindra Kumar Joshi has given the decision just now, where he's now been granted bail, so Salman Khan can in fact walk free.
हाँ वो सारे उसी आधार पर जमान मिली।
एक आपने बड़ा काउंट गिनाया कि 20 साल तक सलमान खान लगा।
हाँ वो सारे ही आधार रहे हैं।
सबसे बड़ा दिन माना जाता है।
सारा ही आधार रहे हैं।
सलमान के लिए काफी बड़ा दिन है।
ये तो है ही बहुत अच्छा ऑर्डर हुआ है। न्याय मिला है।
लगातार इस केस को बहुत बड़ा
Being said, bail plea has been accepted by the court. Now this of course was what was being looked at. Remember, he'd been given a quantum of 5 years in prison, and this necessitated that his case should be heard in the Jodhpur Sessions Court, and now Salman Khan can walk free. He spent about 2 days in prison, and for more on this, we are joined in by my colleague Akansha Swaroop, who's been tracking all the developments very closely. Akansha, it's the big story that everyone was in fact looking forward to. Salman Khan has now been given bail. Now it's again, there are several aspects in which this case will be looked at. Immediately after the verdict, there were about 87 judges who were also transferred, and now we see that Salman Khan is a free man to walk free.
Absolutely, Mohammed. As you aptly pointed out, this is a big case, and today was a very crucial day for Salman Khan. And now with bail being granted, we all know for sure that Salman Khan can temporarily walk out of the jail, but that doesn't really help him in wriggling out, scot-free, because he will now have to apply for suspension of the sentence. Also, he might just approach the High Court, and this clearly is temporary respite, so to say, if not a permanent one. But we must say that the Defence Counsel must have presented some very solid ground for Judge Joshi to have arrived upon this decision, because as we all know that, today's hearing was, deferred from tomorrow. It was scheduled for today because Judge Joshi was not very happy with the grounds that were being presented by the Defence Counsel. Henceforth, he had asked for all the legal proceedings prior to this case to study and be very sure of whatever decision he arrives upon, which is why at 10:30 in the morning, Judge Joshi met the CGM, Judge Khatri, who was the one who sentenced Salman Khan to 5 years of imprisonment. And it was after his meeting with Judge Khatri that he decided, he heard the grounds, which were 54 grounds in a 51-page bail plea, which had 54 grounds, and after very closely studying all these grounds, the judge has arrived upon this decision, and he has finally accepted Salman Khan's plea.
Absolutely indeed, Akansha. Do continue to stay on with us. Meanwhile, there are reactions which have come in on the bail of Salman Khan. Let's listen in to what has been said.
Self-bond and 50,000 rupees security. The bill, total 50,000 rupees. Bill.
All right, so that is what was said by one of the lawyers there, stating that bail has been granted, and also he has to pay 50,000 rupees. Now, Akansha, if I could come back to you on this, this was a case that was being looked at very closely, not just because it is a case that has been going on for almost about 20 years. The fact that Salman Khan is involved in this, a lot of people, after the verdict had been announced on Thursday, had turned around and said, look, the wheels of justice have moved. They've moved slowly, but after 20 years, yes, Salman Khan has been held to account, but now he is allowed to walk free. How will this all play out?
Clearly, Mohammed, this is a case which has divided the country, into two opinions. One, there is this lobby, there's the wildlife activists who have been rallying for the cause of the blackbucks, which is an endangered species. Then there's the Bishnoi community, who are these nature warriors, all out there to protect the blackbuck. So, there's that. And then, of course, there's a celebrity status, which always acts like a double-edged sword, not to forget that. But then on the other side, you have Salman Khan's fans and followers, and, of course, the entire Bollywood fraternity, which has been strongly rallying for the actor, because their stand has been that, he's been in and out of prison for 20 years, and now with another 5 years of an imprisonment sentence, it makes it to 25 years. And we've had veteran actors and politicians like Shatrughan Sinha and Jaya Bachchan speak up for the actor. So clearly, this case has divided the country into, two warring opinions. But having said that, let's not lose our faith in law. Law has finally taken its own course.
Right.
And as I said, that the bail is just temporary respite for the actor. Yes, he will be walking out of jail, but this is clearly not a permanent solution for him.
Absolutely, indeed. It is not a permanent sort of verdict that has in fact come out. This is an interim, temporary sort of relief which Salman Khan has got. Now, Akansha, if I could raise the other question here. A lot of people had said that, look, 5 years for the crime that he had committed, that perhaps the sentence, the quantum of sentence that was given to him was harsh. This is what, one of the lobbies said. And then you see that he is walking out of prison in just 2 days' time. Is it essentially because he's a celebrity that the case has taken this turn?
Right. Mohammed, I would like to say that, often the celebrity status does act like a double-edged sword. But when I spoke to a veteran lawyer from the Supreme Court, Mr. KTS Tulsi, he clearly specified that, the celebrity status should not be the bone of contention while, ruling out any case, because primarily because of the fact that the law has to be judicious to all. But then, we had various other senior lawyers like Mr. Amit Khemka saying that, there are norms, there are separate set of norms for politicians and for actors and for public figures. So that is a very tricky area, so to say, where, in terms of any verdict being pronounced. So that may have probably, Salman's case might have been tricky because here he, being a public figure, yes, he did have a sense of responsibility towards his fans and followers. And let's not miss out on what the verdict actually said. Judge Khatri's verdict clearly mentioned that, he's a celebrity, he's an actor, he, quote unquote, he said that the culprit is an actor, and that he has a responsibility towards his followers, and that the Blackbuck is an endangered species, and to relieve him on probation would not be doing justice to, the cause.
Absolutely, indeed. And more information coming in. We are given to understand that Salman Khan will be allowed to walk out of the prison by 6 p.m. today, post which he will be taking a flight back home to Mumbai. And also now, Akansha, Bollywood will be watching this very, very closely. There is a lot that is riding on Salman Khan, and a lot of people were looking at whether Salman will get bail or not. Now, what will be the implication of this bail order that has been given on Bollywood?
All right, so Mohammed, I've been in touch with trade analyst Komal Nahata, and he said that contrary to reports which are actually breaking down trade figures from say 600 to 800 crores, that's actually all hearsay. He says that technically there's just 125 crores which is riding on him, because 125 crore rupees to specify, because that is basically coming out of Race 3, which is the film which is on the verge of completion. The rest of them, be it a Kick 2 or a Dabangg 3 or a Bharat, are yet to go on floors, and these are films which are just in talks.
Right.
Apart from that, yes, Big Boss is yet another big show associated with television, but Big Boss or Viacom have not specified or clearly defined whether they would like to have Salman Khan this year as the TV host. But of course, yes, he also has multiple brand endorsements. So there's no denial that Bollywood and the ad industry has depended on this megastar heavily. Absolutely, indeed. Do continue to stay on with us, Akansha. Meanwhile, I'm told that we're also joined by Ms. Vasundhara Pathak Masoodi, who is an advocate at the Supreme Court. Ms. Masoodi, let me begin by asking you this. Now, this is a case that has divided a lot of people, and also it involves Salman Khan, the Bollywood superstar. So a lot of people said, look,
despite the fact that he has been held to account, despite the fact that he's been convicted, he will be allowed to walk free, and that's exactly what has happened. So going purely on the merits of the legality of this case, has the bail been given? Has it been given too soon? Because some people have said, look, in generally, if it is a common man, he would not have had this bail given so soon.
No, I don't think so that there is something like that the bail should have been given soon or later. Mr. Salman Khan, being the citizen of India, equally enjoys the same rights and liberties and also the duties as any other citizen of this country could have.
Right.
So to say that he has got a bail sooner is a bit walking out of the legal purview of things. He was convicted by the lower court, and that is well within his constitutional rights to challenge his conviction. And while do so, he has the liberty to also move the bail application, and he has rightly done it.
All right, and also, some people have said that he has spent about 2 days in prison. The bail application was filed yesterday, but the judge, Ravindra Joshi, did not immediately listen to it. He said he wanted more time to study the basis of the facts. Some people have in fact argued that, look, at least he has spent 2 days. Do you think the bail could have been granted much sooner than this?
See, the conviction speaks for a punishment of around 5 years. And logically speaking, the Sessions Court has done something, I suppose, in terms of law itself, that he summoned the records from the lower court. And he must have perused the records of the lower court and might have made up his mind going by all the records, the statements and the arguments that have taken place in the lower court, and have come up this bail with this verdict on his bail application.
Absolutely, indeed. Do continue to stay on with us. Meanwhile, my colleague Akansha Swaroop has a question. Go ahead, Akansha.
Ms. Pathak, greetings here. I have a question for you, and that is this actually temporary respite for Salman Khan? What happens next now that the bail has been granted?
See, Akansha, since the bail has been granted, it's definitely a temporary relief. But at the same time, we must not overview the fact that the appeal against the conviction and the appeal for the revision of the rather suspension of the sentence has been filed. The court will definitely look into the merits of the case, and whatever tidbits we have been hearing through media, I do not have yet the judgment in my hand, but whatever tidbits I have been able to collect suggest that the conviction itself suffers from a lot of contradictions, because on one side you are relieving certain people who were also booked under 149 IPC, and Mr. Khan was also charged under section 149. So if they all had a common intention, you give benefit to 4 or 5 people and then you convict one person, the judgment itself suffers from contradiction. So that alone could be one of the reasons, could be a major ground for Mr. Salman Khan to get acquitted in this case.
Right. Ms. Pathak,
and then of course there are certain statements that have been contrary. I mean, the contradictory statements have been recorded. I have been informed that certain witness statements have been given which are very contradictory to each other. So probably the appellate court may definitely look into all such aspects of the case.
Right. Also, Ms. Pathak, does that now merit for the case to actually be moved to the High Court?
It highly depends upon the outcome on the suspension of sentence at the moment. If Mr. Salman Khan hasn't gotten the bail from this court, then he would have definitely moved to the High Court for seeking bail from there.
All right, Ms. Pathak, but legally speaking, what will happen from here on? Now, Salman Khan walks free, we are given to understand, by 6 p.m. this evening. So what happens legally at this point of time in this case?
See, if you're talking in terms of as to the time he shall come out, it depends upon the copies being provided to the relatives or the friends of the lawyers of the accused, and they must go to the Jodhpur jail before sunset, and if it's being delivered before sunset, Mr. Khan would walk out today itself from the jail.
All right, now that's an interesting point that you brought out, that the bail order needs to be given to the prison before sunset, before 6 p.m. If not, what happens, Ms. Masoodi, in this case?
I'm not able to get you. Your voice is cracking.
No, my question was, that's an interesting point that you raised, that the bail order, it has now been passed, but this needs to be delivered to the police station where he's been presently held. Now, what happens if it is not delivered by sunset this evening?
Then probably he would come out tomorrow.
All right, interesting. But what is the procedure? I mean, is it a sort of a written order that needs to be taken from the court to the police station, or is it via a phone call, an email? How does this work?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. They need to furnish the, yes, they need to furnish the bail bond if at all there has been some, some security which they need to furnish. They must fulfill all those formalities. Thereupon they shall be handed over the bail order, which they need to serve to the jail authorities to get him released from there.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Vasundhara Pathak Masoodi, for joining us and explaining to us the legality of this case and as to what in fact happens from here on. Now, what we also saw were immediate scenes of celebrations and jubilation amongst Salman Khan fans, who immediately, as soon as the order was announced that Salman Khan has been granted bail, broke out in celebrations. And this of course, is an important sort of a development that has taken place. A lot of people were looking at, immediately after the conviction order was given by the court, what happens in this case from now on, considering that it was a 5-year conviction. The quantum of the sentence was 5 years. So everyone was looking at, will Salman Khan get bail and how soon? Well, he's managed to get it in less than 48 hours. And Akansha, if I could come to you on this, this again brings to the fore the old question of, has Salman Khan been able to walk inside of 48 hours as a free man? It's interim relief, but he's again out of prison. Is it because of his celebrity status?
You aptly pointed out that, he has been able to walk out of the jail after 48 hours, yes, but again, we cannot discount the fact that this is interim relief, and this is a case which has been prolonging for almost 20 years now, and how soon that will actually come to an end is just a matter of time. And as Ms. Pathak aptly pointed out that, now this the verdict now, after, that he secured the bail, would actually decide whether the case needs to be taken to the High Court or not. But for now, yes, Mohammed, he has been granted bail and he is going to be out of jail. So that's big news and good news for his fans and at least Bollywood. Right.
We will have to leave it there. And just for a minute, Akansha, we seem to be getting some visuals of an incident that has happened at the time the celebrations were in fact underway. This is near the court premises in Jodhpur, where there was an incident that in fact took place with one of the horses which was dragging the cart, where it appears that the horse has fallen off. Now, exactly what has led to this incident is still not very clear, but there was a bit of a commotion that this incident created. We're not sure if this is related, of course, to the celebrations that were in fact underway, but this is something that seems to have taken place near the court. There were firecrackers which were set off, and that seems to have startled the poor little animal, which immediately tried to run away, but of course it had the carriage that was strapped onto it.